This is your boy Benzino, and right now you watching the world famous Joy Daily Show. I believe that, like, the path that was laid out for me, you know, God lays it out. I try not to live with regrets, you know what I'm saying? But I think definitely the whole Eminem thing, I would have approached it a different way. You know what I'm saying? I think my emotions got in the way. Although, you know, hip-hop is a vehicle that you are supposed to be able to express your emotions. I came up when dudes was battling each other. And it's better to battle each other on the mic than get them guns. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? I think I would have approached it differently because I understand the ramifications of how people feel and like the line, like the racial divide. And I don't want anybody coming out, you know, I mean, I'm about bringing race together, and I don't want people thinking that I'm about bringing it apart. So I think that, you know what I'm saying, that misconception, just based on that, I think I would have done it a little better.
We're talking about critiquing the critic. Okay. That means who told Wikipedia you were born on October 25th?
I want to clear up about my age. My age, I was born July 18th from Cancer, 1965. I am 45 years old.
And how old did Wikipedia say you were?
46 years old, October 24th.
They gave me another year.
Where did they get this information from?
Which actually I would have been 47 by then. If it was then.
Wow. Yesterday.
Yesterday. No, I'm 45 and feeling really good, and you know.
How does it feel to have all that personal information out like that?
I mean, you got to get used to it when you're in that age. You know what I'm saying? I mean, honestly, I don't have a Twitter, I don't have a MySpace, I don't have a Facebook.
We know we're looking for you frantically on Twitter.
No. There are people out there that's using my name.
There was a lot of fake Twitter.
I think Marlon Wayans just got to a big beef with one of the Benzinos out there. But I want to let people know that I do not have a Twitter. I mean, honestly, I value my privacy. I mean, I always been a person that value privacy. I believe that you have to keep a balance of privacy because, you know, it's key for your whole psychological makeup. That's just, again, my opinion.
Wow, that's really deep.
Yeah,
so you've never been tempted, because it's like Twitter has kind of taken over the internet in the sense of collecting news. A lot of news information.
Hip Hop Weekly has one, you know. And
I noticed.
And it definitely is good to get information out and everything. But I just think personally, you know, I just believe that we were born. I think privacy is our biggest. I don't know. That's the biggest thing that we can have in life.
Your entitlement.
It's our biggest thing we can have in life, you know, other than our freedom. And I think with me, I never really, you know, grasped the whole celebrity thing. I've always loved making music. I know I've been controversial because I've always kind of wore my emotions on my sleeve, and I've always kind of been independent. So I've been able to say what I want to say. But I just believe that my privacy, I want to be able to hold on. I don't want people to know where I'm at all the time. I don't want, you know what I'm saying? I want people to meet me. If they meet me, then, you know, www.meetmecom, www.com, you know what I'm saying, in person. So
now I have a question about your the fact that you've done music, you've been an artist, and you've also, you know, done being a person in the media who, you know, writes about others or talks about others, critiques artists. Which one do you think is more difficult? Is it more difficult to be an artist and being the one being criticized, or is it more difficult to be the critic and everyone's looking at you like, oh, you're a hater?
I think I've been one of the most criticized artists out there ever. I mean, I think after the whole Eminem situation, after the Source thing, I think a lot of people out there draw unfair references, but I got a tough skin, so I can take it. You know what I'm saying? I've been through a lot in my life. You know, sometimes, of course, it gets you frustrated because, you know, when people say things about you that aren't true, you know, kind of, you know, I'd be lying if sometimes it didn't hurt. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know, I gotta look at it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, perception and celebrity and everything, and how people think of you, they're gonna think ways about you, and you can't let it bother you. I still get up and I still handle my business every day. I don't think I've necessarily been the one to criticize MCs because, like, I never was on the 5 Mic Council. You know, like a lot of my duties as far as the magazines don't necessarily have to do with the artists, you know, per se. I leave that to the editors. We have a lot of great editors. There was a lot of great editors for the Source magazine. I just think that, again, I love certain music and certain artists, and I don't listen to certain music and certain artists, and I think everybody in the world does that. when you put a corporation to say, okay, well, MTV says the top 10 artists are, it kind of makes it look like MTV, but it really is just a few guys that are sitting in that room. And those guys sitting in that room, they're just human like everybody else. You know, those guys aren't hip hop Jesus, and those
Definitely
guys.
not. By their list, they're definitely not.
9 times out of 10, the people who are critiquing don't know how to make beats and don't know how to go in there and write rhymes. So you kind of just got to, just like movie or any criticism that much, you got to see it for yourself. Music is more important. You have to see it for yourself. I think hip hop is too much criticism. I don't think rock music or jazz, you know what I'm saying? So we just have to kind of like, we got to take it like with a grain of salt.
So should there be more appreciation for the artist instead of as much criticism as you see?
100%. I think, you know, I mean, of course you got some people out there who just want to jump in the game and just think that they can just get in the game and make music, and it just doesn't, you know, I mean, there is levels of music that you make. You know, but at the end of the day, people have the right to criticize, but I think you shouldn't listen to the next person. You could draw a reference from it, but you should always go out there and, you know what I'm saying, test the waters yourself. I mean, people got to understand hip-hop was made out of the slums by black and Latino people, which made white people bond together. I mean, it really brought cultures together and understand each other that religion couldn't even do. That's a great, beautiful thing.
It is.
I think that, you know, back in the days where people were taking on to the art, they were buying into black artists. And whereas that if you didn't get major radio play, artists can still eat. You could still sell a few 100,000. You can go gold with no radio. That's because white people were buying into this art called hip hop.